Hello, this is going to be a brief overview of the canonical moves for the 2x2x2x3 puzzle that I have recently finished. And so on the left here, I have a webcam hooked up to a top-down view, or bird's eye view of the puzzle. And then on the right, I have a virtual 2x2x2x3 in Magic Puzzle Ultimate. And I'm just going to be showing side by side how the moves correlate. So if you have not already seen the introduction video or the canonical moves video by Melinda Green for the 2x2x2x2, I would recommend watching that first so that you kind of understand more of what's going on here. So first off, on the physical puzzle here, we have green on the right and blue on the left. You see we have the same thing on the virtual puzzle. We have green on the left blue on the left, sorry, and green on the right. On the inside, we have yellow, which is also the same on here. And then we have on the front, we have the purple, and on the back we have the pink, purple and pink. And then we have the red top and then orange bottom. And then white is on the outside. That's not shown on the virtual puzzle, but if, say, we bring the green to the inside, you can see the white is opposite the yellow. So first off, there are simple moves that correlate very similarly with the 2x2x2x2. So you can do simple rotations, such as this, to change where these outer axes are located, and this is exactly the same as 2x2x2x2. And what we are doing on the virtual puzzle is, if you can control click on the top, then you can bring it into this position. Now we have white in the middle, orange on the top, like we have on there, and then red on the bottom. And then we can also do that in a slightly different view. If we bring the purple to the top, do the same on the virtual puzzle, then we can do the same kind of rotation like this. And that gets us into this weird long position that the puzzle has. And there will be more on this position later because it shows a few different forms of the moves that we can do. And now we have the purple inside, like we have on the virtual puzzle. And green right, blue left, yellow top, white bottom, red front, and orange back, the same. And this will bring us into our second move, which is just a rotation of one of the outer, like cuboids, I guess you could say. This outer 2x2x3 green chunk can rotate this way. And that is the same as this on the virtual puzzle. So we can move this in 90-degree increments. And if we just do one of those turns, like this, then, so yeah, that was this direction. We can see we now have the red on the front, the yellow on the front next to the red, like we have here. Orange on the top next to yellow, white on the back next to the orange, and then red next to white on the bottom. And then the green is all in the same place, and the purple and pink still match up. The purple's on the inside, the pink's on the outside. And this also applies when we are in this position, still with a 2x2x3 in the center like we started with. So let's just get back to that real quick. So we'll have white in the center, and then I'll put pink in the front, green on the right like we have on this. And for this, we have to do 180-degree rotations because if we just do 90, it doesn't match up, similar to how on 3D cuboids, you can't just do a 90-degree turn in some of the axes. And so this turn, like this, is the same as this 180-degree turn on the virtual puzzle. And you can see the colors line up and match how they do in the virtual puzzle. Then we'll go to the next two types of moves, which first will cover the 180-degree turn that goes across the two halves. And so this will, in this position, if we rotate, say, this top face, the red face, That'll be rotating this red 2x2x3 chunk on the virtual puzzle. And if we do a move on it here on the virtual puzzle, we'll see that it still matches up. We have the purple in front here with the pink on the back, and then the green and blue have swapped, and the white and yellow have stayed the same. White on the center of this puzzle and yellow on the outside. This also applies for turning one of these chunks. So if we turn the puzzle like this, we can then turn this 180 degrees, and then you can see the blue and green have swapped like they have on here, and the red and orange. Sorry, I know the red and orange are a little hard to make out on the camera. And then we still have the white and yellow the same on the inside and outside. This also applies when we have the puzzle long like this. So if we put purple in the center like we do on here, and then yellow front, we can do a 180-degree turn like this, which is a little bit of a handful to turn this huge chunk of pieces, but this is a 180-degree turn of this orange chunk in this case, and you can see that the green and blue have swapped and the white and yellow have swapped just like they do here on the virtual puzzle. Next are axial twists, which are one of the more useful turns that you can do on these physical puzzles. So first, this one will look pretty similar to axial twist for the 2x2x2x2, and that is just with the center like this, and this is just turning about, here I'll see if I can get the camera to show that well. Oh, so yeah, like that. And that is turning this center purple chunk. I'll like highlight the piece there. And if we say turn this 90 degrees, we can see the red went up to yellow, flipped it the wrong way like this. So the red went up to the yellow, yellow went to orange, orange went to purple and white, not purple, orange went to white and white went to red in this cycle, and the purple is still intact. The axial twists also work for rotating about a central 2x2x3 chunk. So if we put white into the center like this, then we can turn. It does have to be 180 degrees, and I lost a piece there. This shows the losing of the piece isn't optimal. The magnet strength isn't great, and not all the pieces are exactly the same size because I didn't work too hard on that part of the design. It's more of a proof of concept. But if we then do this on the virtual puzzle, we can see it works the same way with that 180-degree twist. Red and orange have swapped, and pink and purple have swapped. And back to having one of the 2x2x2 chunks in the center, like this purple. We need a little bit more than just this, because we also have this middle layer with the 3 color pieces, which on the virtual puzzle is like this piece, the orange, green, yellow, orange, red, and yellow. You can see that they aren't directly connected to either of the 2x2x2 chunks. And so what we can do for that is do a 2-layer axial twist, turning that whole chunk, or we can bring the pink into the center and do a turn with that. So if we bring the pink to the center, then do an axial twist here, wrong way, then we can see, if we bring it back to purple in the center, we've turned all these outer pieces. Oh, I need to, oh yeah, that's right, okay. And then we get to the interesting one that doesn't really have a good equivalent here on the virtual puzzle, which is the gyro move. So this allows us to swap out the green and blue axes with something else. And I haven't figured out a good elegant gyro move yet, but I found something that works for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap the white and yellow onto the outside to replace the green and blue. And to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this apart. And to emphasize, this is just one way to do it. I'm sure there are better ways to do it. This is just the one that I stumbled upon first. I'm then going to do a gyro on this, basically 2x2x2x2. And to do that, I'm going to do this gyro. And as you can see on the 2x2x2 by 2, the white and yellow are now on the outside, and now I need to do correcting moves to these 3 C pieces. So I'm going to do a D2, L wide 2, D2, and then to change this, put them back into their correct positions for the new state of the puzzle, but we also need to fix their orientations. So the way that I decided to do that is bring these side chunks into the center and then fold it out. And then if we split the puzzle in half again and put it back, you can see we now have the white pieces on the outside, and then the white and yellow on the outside, and green and blue have come back into the puzzle. And we can now manipulate the puzzle the same ways as before, but with different moves accessible to us. So any of the 3 pairs of colors, the white, yellow, red, orange, and the green, or blue, green, can go on the outside the same way as the others. The pink and purple don't work the same way because they have 2x2x2x2 chunks. We are currently exploring the idea of having the pink and purple pieces as outside pieces and then have these 3C pieces kind of on the side, because it's not necessary for this puzzle to do that, to access all the moves, but for future physical 4D puzzles, it might be necessary to do that to access all moves. But for now, it is not necessary. So with that, that is a brief overview and I guess kind of a proof of move correlation for the physical 2x2x2x3. And yeah, let me know what you think.